So, thought for today, I haven't done a stream for about 3 weeks, so let's just get in with it. Some shenanigans. Let's maybe do some Wellspring, maybe some Days of Eternity, and potentially switch over to the Warlock and do some end of season bounty prep. Hope everybody's doing good. I'll apologise for not doing some streams recently due to family stuff, you know, a lot of voluntary work, and just general feeling, you know, can't be arsed. So let's have just a little bit of a brief warm up. Normally I would go run after those loose and high forces, but I am keeping that quest line off my screen because I've got barely any space left underneath the new season. So how is everybody doing? Hope you're all doing well. And is everybody looking forward to the next season of Destiny? I know I am very much looking forward to it. This is always annoying. The back end of the season there is nothing to do. You know, boredom is setting. Oh, boredom is setting a long time ago. So yeah, just try and find, you know, general stuff to keep yourself occupied, and it's hard. It gets harder and harder each season at the back end. Red bar empirical evidence. Very nice. So I've seen a lot of content creators chatting about, you know, how they found this season so far, how they found it good, you know, what have they liked, what have they not liked. So I thought maybe, you know, if people start coming in, we can have a little bit of a discussion about how you found this season. For me personally, if I had this season of the Plunder out of really bad, 1 bit, you know, 10 being the best, honestly I would probably put Season of the Plunder in at maybe a 3. Probably a 3. And I'll explain from my point of view why I think that is. Story wise, it's been interesting to see, you know, like Idor, Misrax again. Not overly pleased to see Spider back, and I'm sure a lot of people agree, you know, like the community event, which we will come on to, we will discuss, because it's been a great topic of discussion in the past, well, since it kicked off, and ultimately came to its very premature end. Season of the Plunder weapons, I mean, what can we say? You know, the couple of them are not too bad. You know, the sidearms getting a lot of praise, and the scout rifle. You know, Vault Shot is a very good perk. It's a really good perk to have. I have got the scout rifle with Vault Shot on, which is a good perk. I'm enjoying it. Don't use it all that often. Would I use it over, you know, an explosive payload? Scout rifle? Probably not. But I mean, that's just me. In regards to some of the other things that we've had, like, so we'll look at, you know, Catch Crash and Expedition. Expedition brought, you know, a few problems of its own, namely being the ruffians, and getting those done as seasonal challenges, and for, you know, season challenges and so forth, before, you know, towards the Scallywag sale. And obviously we know Bungie had to reduce the number. Well, I'm not saying they had to reduce it, but they did reduce it from 50 ruffians down to 10, and this came after a lot of people actually completed it themselves. And, you know, I was one of those included, you know, much with probably tens of thousands of other players who completed the Ruffians, you know, the way it was designed to be done. Do I see it as taken away from, you know, the people that did it? No, I'm not going to say legitimately, because legitimately is not a good word to use. You know, 50 Ruffians was quite difficult, I can imagine, for some people. I even struggled a few times with, you know, not with getting the Ruffians, but almost just keeping the mentality, you know, to do that activity with, especially with random people who would, you know, deposit the treasures too quick, or they would, you know, there was a lot of sabotage. Well, there was signs of sabotage at some point, you know. So yeah, Catch Crash, I mean, Expedition Catch Crash are not bad activities. On the whole, they are not bad activities. It's just, for me, it's the monotony of it all. As you can see, I'm not playing very good video. But I've been on Destiny for, you know, normally people who know me, you know, so far, they know that I'm on Destiny an awful lot, probably every day, and I have done, you know, far too many long shifts. So I'm kind of a little bit out of practice. Just come on to do raid runs like King's Fall and helping out with the clan, and usually that's it these days. Well, we're on downtime. So yeah, Catch Crash it's a good activity. It is quite enjoyable, but you don't want to have to do it. You know, you don't want to bore yourself. You don't want to end up getting the same routine. And I find that's a lot of activities in Destiny are exactly the same. You know, like, I'm going to go do some Wellspring, some Days of Eternity. How many times can you run those without, you know, before it's like, well, I've had enough. Weapon wise, touching further on the weapons, you know, one of the great things to come from this season was the Taipan. You know, Taipan is a very good linear fusion. However, how many, you know, other linear fusion rifles have we had or have we got that are just as good? You know, like I haven't used threaded needle for quite some time. Maybe it's something I should pull out the vault and have another look at, see what the numbers are. But yeah, threaded needle was always a very good linear fusion. Everybody used, you know, went for threaded needle. So some testing could be done there to see what the difference is with, you know, and I understand the perks, you know, contribute to that as well. So the Taipan's being very good. The other seasonal weapons, they say the scout rifle, the sidearm. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not been too bad. I suppose the best thing we can, for me personally, that's came out of season 18 was King's Fall. I've never been a D1 player. Well, I've take that back. Apparently I played Destiny 1 for about 3 hours and 21 minutes, something like that, and then it wasn't for me. As coming into D2, you know, it's completely different for me, you know, very, very different. And I put the complete opposite in, so many hours, time and effort into D2. So for me, I've seen King's Fall in D1, saw how, you know, people did like it. Yeah, I just won't get this. Yeah, people did really like King's Fall, and I love it. I really do like King's Fall. It's very good. The weapons, I personally love the hand cannon. The hand cannon is really good. But overall, the mechanics of King's Fall are really quite good in themselves. As somebody who's never played that raid before, the mechanics are really good. You know, they're not overly complicated. Whereas, say, for example, I find Deepstone Crypt quite difficult to pick the mechanics up. I have never done, and people may think, you know, certain people would say, well, you know, how can you say Deepstone Crypt's hard? It's piss easy. How can you say Vow of the Disciples is hard? Because it's so easy, you know, I do it every week. And, you know, what needs to be taken into account is people's own, you know, people have got different things they can handle and things they can't, you know. And I've said this to many people over my time playing Destiny, that, you know, Vow of the Disciple is very symbol heavy. You know, you have to memorise a fair decent amount of symbols throughout that raid, and it's not something I'm prepared, you know, to do. I can't do that. You know, I can't remember what 25 symbols, whatever it is. I can't remember those. And being on controller, you know, on console, it's not as easy. You know, you can't just type it in the chat. Yeah, okay. You know, how can you do that? Have you tried typing on a controller in the chat? You know, I know you can plug USB keyboards in and everything, which is, you know, fine. But yeah, it's not something I want to be in the middle of a raid when I'm being shot to shit by, you know, ads and also like champions. I don't want to be standing there taking damage and potentially putting putting, you know, like my life, you know, my Guardian's character on the line to then get my res, and that's a res? Yeah, that's a res token wasted, and I don't want to put that on the team, you know, when res tokens, you know, you only get so many, you only get 6, you know. So that's me. I personally will never, out of principle, never do Vow of the Disciple. So probably the only way, and this sounds like such a cop-out, and I apologise to anybody, you know, but the only way I would do Vow of the Disciple if I was on ad clear the entire time, and I mean ad clear, nothing but ad clear, then I would do that raid. But you know, otherwise it's just not interesting for me. You know, I've got no desire to do it. So that's my stance on Vow. You know, Vault of Glass is this bitch shooting at me like I'm not doing anything. Leave me alone. Vault of Glass is brilliant. Alright, Blakey. Hello. How are you doing? I hope you're alright. Please tell me you've gotten somewhere with your Xbox. I think the last thing you said was you've sent it back. Is there any word from Microsoft? Because, man, it's frustrating for us, so I can only imagine how it is for you. You must be so pissed. Oh, just get myself a drink there. So I'm just sitting chatting shit, Blakey, about this season and how I found this season so far, and like what weapons are being, like, the activities. Oh, you're still waiting. They are taking the absolute piss now. It is so uncharacteristic, you know, for them to send it back broken and then you've got to send it back again. It's so uncalled for. I'm being shot by something. No, I totally get where you're coming from. As I've just been saying, well, I'm talking to myself at that point, but you know, it doesn't matter. Yeah, for me, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 10. We have seen, you know, the activities are good. Catch, Crash and Expedition are really not bad in amongst themselves, but the monotony kicks in. You know, you don't want to do the same thing over and over and over again. And the whole thing with the ruffians, I've touched upon that very briefly. You know, you've got 50 people who've done 50 ruffians like myself. I jumped in and helped Jowa, and Scribble jumped in to help. We helped Jowa get his 50 ruffians, and then literally, a few days later, they nerfed it down to 10. So we were really quite pissed. Yeah, they just expected the same way they did with the champions. You know, stun 50, was it stun or kill 50 champions? It was one of the two, I can't remember. It's been that much. Go on. Oh, well, that's, people are finding that too hard. Let's just nerf it down to 10. Or auto-complete it, you know, and it's like, for fuck, you know, like, we've done this. As did so many other people. We've done it not legitimately. That's not a good word to use, as I said earlier. I love it, because every time there's a swear word gets dropped in my chat, it's like YouTube flag it, like, do you want to show it or do you want to hide it? Bloody show it. I want, you know, I'm not going to be monetizing the channel. It's not going to be for children's or whatever. Yeah, it's not good fun. It's not good fun at all. Stunning 50 champions was the easy part. I mean, even killing 50 champions wasn't that hard. Yeah, Master Catch Crash is a pain in the nuts. But the way I did the kill 50 champions was I just did Hero Nightfalls. And it was about 3, I think. Well, probably more. But, you know what? It's like, it wasn't that hard. But yeah, I don't want to be doing killing 50 champions. Stun 50 champions is easier, because I use, you know, shout out to Time Sausage. I use this video about, you know, using stasis and how that helps to keep them in a stun loop, and it works. But yeah, I mean, what? And my biggest peeve with this game and the developers of Destiny, whoever comes up with seasonal challenges needs a kick in the nuts. Why they insist, like, killing 50 champions is too hard, but why do they insist on including PvP? Not everybody in this community plays PvP. I personally despise PvP. As people know, it is the absolute biggest load of dog shit in Destiny. You've got people, and you've got to admire them, like PvP, sole PvP streamers. Shout outs to like Grenadier Jake, Aztecross, you know, Frostbolt, you know, Lucky 10p, any of them who just focus like majority of their gameplay time on PvP. They must have nuts the size of grapefruits, because how they do it is beyond me. I cannot stand, like, even going in, like, Mayhem and Team Scorched used to be so much fun. They are just anger, pure rage inducing, and they make you feel things that you should never feel. Now, my blood pressure is not the best at the best of times. I have got, you know, a watch that monitors me heart rate and my blood pressure. I've got a blood pressure machine at home which I can use. Every time I have played a PvP match, whether it's Control, you know, Mayhem, Scorched, Elimination, my heart rate goes through the fucking roof, because you've got the same thing. Like, I love the hand cannon shotgun meta. That was probably one of the best metas. Now you've got people sitting across in Disjunction, huge map, sitting across the other side, getting you with a pulse rifle. You know, it's usually no time to explain, or you're getting arbalest in the face. And the airborne effectiveness, now, I can't pretend I know exactly 100% what it is, but I see an awful lot of videos. Like, airborne effectiveness needs to go, and, you know, I've seen some horror shows in PvP recently, and so I just don't go in. You know, I think you've realised over the seasons that most of the stuff they want us to do is pointless, so why would I play something 50 times per night? Well, I mean, you're right, aren't you? You're right. For me, so was it last, it must have been last season, or was this season? I can't remember. You know, I was really wanting a Riptide fusion rifle with chill clip on. I started at about 8 o'clock that morning. I took one 1 hour break because I had to go to an appointment, and I came straight back home and I got straight on. I think it was before the game reset, and I believe it was before trying to use, I use time sausages as a very good guideline. I think it was before Lightfall dropped, like the trailers for Lightfall and everything, because he was doing the live stream, and I was going and going and going to get, you know, and it was to getting the seasonal challenge for the Crime Mutiny. No, Crime Mutiny. It was for it must have been last season. The ornament for for the Crucible before the seasonal challenge, because it gave, you know, Bright Dust, which I wanted, and the big XP. I wanted to cry by the end of it. I mean, I'll be honest, hold my hands up. I got to a point where it's like, because Bungie will say, right, okay, so UK time. They never tell you what the UK time is. They always have to go and make you work for that and go and find out yourself. Excuse me. We're going to remove you at 5:45 PM. You'll be offline for 15 minutes and you can log back in. Third-party apps like Bungie app and Little Light, the Vault and things like that, you know, Dim, are all going to be offline for 15 minutes. How many times have we seen it where they kick you out the game 30 minutes prior to that? So I was, you know, grinding and fighting and fighting and fighting. And see, Blakey, I said, like, I'm never doing that again. If, you know, so people who have fought over the past few weeks to, like, for the ruffians, like, say, jumping in to help Jawa with Scribble, to fight to get his last ruffians done, for them to only just say, oh no, we're going to take it away, we're going to reduce that because, you know, it's too hard. I don't want to, I don't want to do 50, well, I did it 50 times. I'd love them to see going forward next season, looking at, like, the seasonal challenges or things for seals, you know, reduce that number. They've learned, they should have learned the mistake. Learned from that mistake by now. 50 was too much. Let just reduce it by half. People would rather do 25 than 50. But that leads into let's look at the community event. Now, I don't know what your opinion on this, Blakey, but a lot of people's opinion seems to be the same thing, that this community event has been the biggest disaster in Destiny 2 history. Yeah, you've said a few times that you're not going to play properly until Lightfall, which, again, don't blame you in the slightest. I'm hoping, because you hear, like, well, it could be Rasputin, you know, Rasputin could be brought back, with, like, the Warmind stuff, and say, well, so like that, you know, but you've got to make you've got to make it enjoyable. Don't make it a grind fest. And I feel like the seasons are too long. I personally feel like the seasons are just far too long. It seems like, you know, constantly moan about Destiny, but, you know, it is what it is. You provide good content, you know, you're gonna have people interested, you're gonna have people wanting to play. Like, you know, I can't talk very much about other games. Like, I've played, I only really play Call of Duty. Like I say, I've downloaded Warzone 2.0. Until they put plunder in it, I'm not going out as I don't like Battle Royale. DMZ. DMZ, I'm not a particular fan of either. I played it, like, on my own at first, and I played with Dodzo. And it's just like, this is not for me either, you know. I'm like, so that's was it 115 gigs for me? I was like, well, that's wasted, all that time and effort. But no, yeah, I mean, the community event was. People are saying it's the biggest disaster in Destiny. You know, people are always going to find cheeses, aren't they? They're always going to find a cheese for it. And the fact that, you know, Bungie probably knew, oh, there's a cheese for it, right? Are we going to fix it? Probably not. You know, we're going to patch it before the damage is done. I say damage, right? To some people it wasn't damage. It's like, again, it's just a grind fest. Like, okay, you've got to get these captain's coins, go grind for them. You know, go and grind for them. And how do you grind for these captain coins? The only new thing was King's Fall. But even still, that raises things like a question. Why was it just King's Fall? Why could you not get them through any other raid other than KF? Right, but instead of me arsing about down here, let's go and load into a wellspring. We'll still have a chinwag while I do it. And we'll talk about the grind. Forgive me, I can't remember if this was the correct YouTuber, but I'm pretty sure the YouTuber was a guy called Formy, who was talking about the exotic glaive patterns that's locked behind Wellspring. And I'm fairly certain it took 100 runs to get one of them. Yeah, and see, for me, I've explained it before, Blakey. I started playing, I played D1 for about 3 hours, and I was like, this is not for me, uninstall. I started playing D2, and I don't know what it is. Maybe I think it felt. It sounds strange. It felt like maybe graphics wise, I don't know. It felt smoother. It felt quicker. It didn't feel as like heavy as D1 did. I don't know. Don't know how to explain it. It was 3 days before Season of the Chosen ended when I really got my head down in Destiny 2. And I was like looking, obviously I knew nothing. I knew fuck all about the game. So I was like, right, well, looking at the first thing I did was looked at the season pass, and I was like, okay, so there's 3 days and so many hours left. And I'm like, okay, so does that mean there's a new season pass coming? I did my research, and yep, once this season ends, there'll be a new season with a new name, new rewards, whatever it was, and
under no circumstances can that be allowed.
How do I change?
The scorn are ravenous for the wellspring. We better hold our ground.
You know, and it was a case of, what do I do here? You know, I was like, don't be stupid and don't waste your money. You know, don't waste your money on a new battle pass, a new season pass. Just let it, you know, wait till the new season starts and then have a look. Excuse me. So that's what I did, and it's like, well, you know, okay. So Season of the Splicer was my first proper season in Destiny that I started playing. And looking back on it now, back then I hated things like what do you call it? I really hated things like expunge. Override was good, but I didn't like expunge because I was shit at it, you know. But I mean, I got there in the end. And looking back on Season of the Splicer, what the... See, that I'm just playing like shit, or, you know, my hit registration is garbage. So yeah, for me it was like, Season of the Splicer was pretty, you know, it was a pretty good season. I enjoyed it looking back. as much as I hated things like Expunge at the time, I'd kill to have that stuff back, you know? And I've found since then, things are just getting like more and more unenjoyable. I know nothing about Curse of Osiris. I honestly know nothing about Curse of Osiris. So, I mean, somebody's gonna have to. I mean, I could go and read, you know, shit online. I kind of really hate playing with other people, so yeah.
Scorn aren't even close to being done with us.
Yeah, I have no idea. I've read nothing about Curse of Osiris. Like, going back in Destiny history, there's not really much I've looked at. Oh, it sucked, did it? Well, I mean, when we talk about it, so let's talk about some of the characters that appear in Destiny. Of course, we've got to talk, like, everybody loves Cade. My least favourite characters in Destiny have to be Spider, Osiris. I mean, I could say Saint and Shax, but they're just because they're PvP hosts. That's it, you know. But it's like, I mean, character, like, you know, the Fanatic I didn't like because I didn't particularly like. Yeah, I didn't particularly like doing stuff on the Tangled Shore. I wasn't a massive fan of. I was glad the Tangled Shore went. Just a shame Spider didn't fully piss off Warwick, you know. Let's go and do this. I'm inside the bloody bubble, am I not? I'm getting my arse shot a bit. I don't know how people live stream and, you know, talk and play at the same time. I find it really difficult. I will have to have a look, Blakey, at Curse of Osiris, because I don't know nothing about it. Season of the Dawn. What season was that? Can you remember a number on it? That's the only way I bloody remember. But I'm saying that I shouldn't be able to, because I can't remember what season of the Splicer was. Cannot remember what number that was. But look, I mean, looking back, I remember doing the last ever Expunge, and I was like, holy fuck, this is hard. It took me about 2 hours to get it done, but I was doing that solo as well, you know. And there's not much I have soloed in Destiny. I mean, I've soloed. Do you mind? I have soloed Presage. Like, I mean, I hated Presage. I hated it. See, look there. I had Lightning Rod, and it didn't work. Even though I shot, and again, I got a headshot. It can be so infuriating in this game. I don't know whether it's me. I think I'm just playing shit. See, I remember the scene with Saint, with Mizrax, you know, protecting the fallen, that, you know, you know, we are enough. No, you won't fall a deer, and that was great. You know, that was really good. But then you see Osiris in the background. We knew he was, you know, Osiris. December 2019. So yeah, it was before my time. So I started playing 2021, I think. Yeah, I think that was when. Jeez, so a while ago.
Here he goes. Go, go, go.
Oh, got somebody dead here. Yeah, I mean, I'd kill for, you know, Season of the Splicer, despite how hard I found it. And I did find it hard, because, you know, I knew barely anything at that point. You know, I was quite thankful to have people like, you know, Archangel Azrael, you know, my friend, you know, he jumped in, and he's like, well, okay. You know, he got me through my first ever clear of Prophecy. And, you know, he's a big advocate for me, you know. He's been there an awful lot. to help me out, and he, you know, don't know why he weighs me heavy with this shit bag. Oh yeah. Eat, just have this. Do it the easy way. My arse is on fire. Despite how hard I thought some of them oh, never worth engram. Be nothing but shite. See, even me. Oh, for God's sake. You see, Blakey, this is kind of like I don't come on Destiny all that much at the moment. I'm really going out of my comfort zone by using things like you know, arc. You know, I'm running, you know, I'm using a 1-2 punch shotgun, which is very unlike me. It's very rare that I would use this kind of stuff. Trying to go out of my comfort zone, and then Bungie is just like, oh, it's not going to work. Yeah, it's like, I can't wait for this season to be over. I cannot wait. Cannot wait for it to be finished. Like, I've had enough. As I'm sure you know, shit tons of other people, they've just had enough. This game is not good for new players or people not into Destiny. Yeah, no, again, I've got to agree. Like, if I was a new, because it was GSXR Clyde, who's mentioned this before, and he says, you know, fucking status crystals twat, you know, who's come on to, yeah, for when a new player, you create a new game. You come on, you do the basics, like, you know, and then it's like, okay, buy this, buy. It's always about buying stuff. Buy Witch Queen, buy the 30th anniversary pack, buy Lightfall. And it's like, as a new player coming in, that must be so daunting. You know, I was thankful I never really had that when I started playing. But obviously, I realised pretty damn quickly. It's like, okay, I've got to buy Forsaken, Shadowkeep, Beyond Light. Then it's like, oh, I have to buy Witch Queen, and then it's like, I've got to buy Lightfall. You know, and I understand, like, inflation is a thing. You know, inflation exists. Cost of living crisis. We're all going through this kind of financial shit. How can they justify putting the price Witch Queen, which came out this year, which was £70, and that included for the deluxe, and that included the, you know, 30th anniversary stuff, and Lightfall, which is £10 more expensive, it's £80 for the full, like, deluxe version of Lightfall. How can, where's the I know, you know, it's in less than the, you know, space of a year of each other. So what's that extra £10 getting us? But for some people, finances can be very, very tight, even more so. You know, there's people like who are on state benefits for whatever reason, you know, disability. Should those people, you know, not be entitled to, you know, some enjoyment, some game, you know, like downtime, you know, play a game with the friends? And with Witch Queen, I was very lucky because my friend, you know, loaned me that money for Witch Queen. Or was it last year? Which way? I can't remember, man, Blakey. Can't remember when, you know, but, you know, if it wasn't for him buying me Witch Queen and me saying, oh, I'll pay you back Well, of course, you know, it's like with any company though, isn't it, Blakey? You've got to make a profit. You have to make a profit, but does that profit have to be really that mind considering? So let's take another organisation. Let's take a supermarket, for example, because I've got a big beef with Morrison's right now. So people who don't know, who anybody in the US, Morrison's is a supermarket chain here in the UK. I believe they were bought out by an American company this year. And obviously we're going through a cost of living crisis. Their prices are skyrocketing every day within a space of... So for my little pussycat, I buy him... You know, he's got a lot of health problems. I couldn't give him dry treats anymore. I had to buy him wet treats, like, you know, little licky licks they're called, or fresh stuff like ham or chicken. You can't have anything dry. So I go to Morrison's and I was buying him fresh prawns. You know, it's what, £1.80 for a little box of fresh prawns. Give him a few, put them in the freezer, bag them, put them in the freezer. Take a handful, you know, a couple out when I want to give them, defrost them, good to go. Within the space of 3 days, Blakey, that price went up by 30 pence. Within 3 days, they put the price up. Now, all companies are the same. We have to make a profit, which is understandable, you know, but there's got to be a limit on it. That is Morrison's. So you go in, you buy your shopping, you're out the door. Morrison's gets the profit. Bungie, you know, it's not just DLCs like expansions, not just Witch Queen, not just Lightfall, Beyond Light, Forsaken and Shadowkeep. They've also got Eververse. They've got season passes. They con people with dungeon keys, which cost money. You know, like upgraded cards at Halloween, the Dawning. You know, so they've not just got that one route, like, oh, buy an expansion, you know, there you go, there's our profit from the expansion. There's so many sources of extra income, like, so let's have a look here at the moment. Let's go, because I've got an Eververse engram, so let's claim that, and let's go and have a look at the store while we wait and chat shit. I appreciate you, Bliggy, sitting listening to my drivel. Let's see what we get. Oh, 10, was it 10 grasp sword? I think it's called. So, you're tidy in your kitchen. Bliggy, I couldn't be bloody bothered. So see, I've got 100 silver there. Let's look. Let's see what some stuff that we've got here, especially, you know, like emotes, for example. Now this is interesting. This is Season of the Plunder starter pack. So that's the new Guardian pack, a one-time bundle celebrating your arrival in the tower. Let's have a look what we're getting here for 1,000 silver. 1,000 silver. This, the floss dance emote, which, okay, whatever. The Predator Sunshell. Which, yeah, it's not too bad. It looks quite funky. Let's see how it takes shaders. Oh god. Oh, it's hard to say really. That one looks a bit brutal. I mean, it's not too bad. We have got a ship and an Eon Drive Sparrow. So, say if you're an emote collector, like I love collecting my emotes. Oh, you love to clean. Oof. I hate it. I personally hate it. So if you're in, like, I love collecting emotes. I love when Eververse drops me an emote. I love it. But if I really wanted it, there's a couple of emotes in game that I really, really want, and there's been a few that I have really wanted. So the emotes that I was desperate for, and it was, you know, it was almost a priority that I really, really wanted them. I mean, I do love the, you know, the tombstone one, paying your respects. I've bought that recently. £8.50 that cost me for that emote. £8.50. The ones I really, really wanted was, if we can find them. Oh god, it was the Arnold Rimmer one, the silly salute. Desperate for this one. This was a random drop. I was extremely pleased when this dropped. I was over the moon because I really wanted this. I'm a huge Red Dwarf fan, so that was great. So that was a random drop. I really wanted Hand Cannon Vogue, which now I kind of find, you know, find the bloody thing. I wish you could sort these out. Oh, it's great, isn't it? How can you not like Arnold Rimmer? You've got to love Rimmer. You have to love Rimmer. Oh, there it is. The Hand Cannon Vogue. I really wanted this one, and I waited. I realised it was coming around for Bright Dust last season or the season before, and I love this emote because I am sadly, not so much now. I used to be a wrestling fan, and the wrestler from AEW, Kenny Omega, he does this, and I was like, alright, I really want that. I managed to buy this for Bright Dust. I was very lucky to get where is it? So when you're trying to find this stuff, you can never, you know, Scary Feet. You can't convince me that Dastardly Stash is not Markiplier Wolf Stash, so I'm glad to get that one. Yeah, I mean, this is very. Blakey, you're not going to catch me watching WWE. You know, yeah. For me, WWE really lost its appeal, and I'll tell you what did it. Was Bray Wyatt getting beat. Because, you know, it was Bray Wyatt versus Seth Rollins. He took curb stomp after curb stomp after curb stomp. Loved the gimmick of Bray Wyatt and The Fiend. So good. And they ruined it. And they're like, yep, I am done. No more. So I started really watching All Elite Wrestling, AEW. Loved watching AEW. I have got, not kidding you, you'll see it on my Instagram, I have got a tattoo of the Dark Order from AEW. I loved the Dark Order. I hated them at first. Loved the Dark Order immensely. I went and got the logo tattooed. Sadly, the Dark Order have now been ruined. They've all gone. You know, Preston Vance, aka number 10, he's just done a heel turn and he's gone from... So there's literally Evil Uno, Silver and Reynolds. There's 3 left. They've ruined it. And then the one name I desperately wanted to see in AEW, I got my wish. Danhausen. That man, I've got a cameo. My friend in the US bought me a cameo. He also got me one from John Silver, which is the best thing ever. He got me a cameo from Danhausen, give me swear passes, he mentioned my favourite band. You know, hope keeps, you know, really, really nice thing. They brought Danhausen in. I've got a Danhausen tattoo. They ruined Danhausen. So I have been I've kind of stepped back away from AEW for quite a while, and I've seen 10's heel turn, and that is me now official 100% done with AEW. Cannot bear to watch the people I love in that business trashed on. So it's done. I'm not watching it. I'm done with it. And it'll break the heart of my friend in the US, but I can't watch garbage. You know, I've got zero desire to watch trash. But that's, you know, that's what it is. So yeah, so I suppose let us go back. Let's do another wellspring. It's a shame it switches between defend and attack every day. It switches. I don't personally like wellspring defend. I like attack better. But let's go in. I'm going to switch a taipan off with that idiot. So yeah, once again, Blakey, you're the only person here it looks like. I really appreciate listening and talking. I just felt it's been such a long time since I did any stream, even if it's just me sitting talking shit for an hour. Otherwise, I just get to the point where I say, I don't want to do it anymore, and I'm doing this just to kind of build confidence, and it's a space that people can come be comfortable in. And yeah, so I appreciate you being here. You're the only one, and I really appreciate it. So hold on. And this is also becoming, you know, I would love that. We've got Ugly Bob. Ugly Bob lives not far from me, really, so I'm determined, and he seems down for it. We're going to meet up for a pint some point before Christmas, and I can't wait to meet him. It's really nice to have people, you know, and you know, being in the clan, you know, I've got quite a few people from chat now come over and joined our clan. So there's Jawa, Scribble, Sherby's in there. You know, Dave McAllister's in there. We've got Dan. Oh, a Norwich piss up in the new year. Oh, if I had the money, I'd be down in a heartbeat, man. I haven't got the money, sadly. I would love at some point, I would love, obviously, of course, I would love to share a pint with sausage. I'd love to. Get them drunk and have all that, you know, listen to all the sausagey goodness. It'd be really nice. Oh, finally done. Hello. It says there was only one person watching. It's really strange. How are you doing? Are you alright? It's lovely to have you know, whoever it is, I love having you all here. I really do. So there are two people listening to my shite. And just let other people do the work here. So yeah, let's hope season 19 brings something better. Anything, you know. Really looking forward to seeing, well, I say really looking forward to them. Interested to see what we'll get, you know. And if we think back, you know, like, I know they're trying to draw, you know, make it last until till Lightfall, you know. Like what happened, you know, Osiris. You know, all we know is Osiris is still unconscious, and that is it. Osiris is unconscious, and that's all we know. Like, how far are they going to drag out the whole Osiris thing? You know, we're going to get something at the end of next season about him. I can't even hit my target. I'm not sitting in the most comfortable of positions. Yeah, it's just kind of... Ugh. Oh, well, let's hope so. I was, you know, debating setting up, not setting up, sorry, stepping up me things a little bit, how much I stream, but I don't want to. My concern is if, I stream too much, you're going to can't even get a shot in here because everybody's just with the arc. I don't want to be like. So the thing for me is, I tend to, if I want to do a stream, I'll stream when Sausage isn't streaming. Like, that's what I thought I'll do today. It's Sunday, I'm sitting doing nothing, it's boring, but Sausage isn't streaming. I don't like streaming when he's got something going on, because it's not like my figures would be affected. I couldn't care less. Even if I only got 1 or 2 years sitting, listening, chatting away, it gives me somebody to talk to, and that's the main thing. I'd rather, definitely want Sausage to have all of the views, because he's a great guy, absolutely fantastic. Being on the Splendid stream with him on Thursday night, it's always fun. You get to see,
Let's get the jump on them.
no, there's a different side of Sausage, because, there isn't, what you see is what you get with him. Oh god, here we go. Oh, well, I couldn't rally. Yeah, I'm not too bad. I've got a few things health-wise going on, and mostly being absolutely exhausted. Said on stream, Sausage stream last week, I'm in desperate need of a new mattress. Huge need of a new mattress, and it is a pain in the arse because everything is so expensive. You're talking a couple of $100 for a new one, and it is so irritating. But yeah, I'm alright. Just, I don't like weekends, but I also don't like the fact that, tomorrow's Monday and I've got stuff to do tomorrow. I don't like that idea of having to get up and deal with people tomorrow. But needs must when the devil shits on your eider down, innit? You have to do what you gotta do. There we go. Oh. So, we were obviously talking earlier, finally done about, this season and how it's been a bit. What would you give it out of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being, the best? What would you personally give it for this season? Like, as a whole, we'll try not to think about solely like the back end and the content drought we've had like towards the end of a season, because that happens every season, can't escape it. For me, it's been like some of the weapons are good, like Taipan's really good, but we've had threaded needle before, and I don't know what threaded needle's still like at the moment. It's something to maybe pull out the vault and go and have a bit of a test with, because I'm frankly already getting sick. I've only done, this is the second wellspring and I'm already sick. I've had enough of the shit. I'll just stand and do nothing and let these people do all the work. Yeah, I'm giving it a 3 to be generous. Yeah, I'll just fucking stand here and let them all do all the work. Essence of not letting us get a shot in. Yeah, I'll give it a 3 to be generous, because I've liked, the Taipan's really good. It's come in really handy for like King's Fall. But I've not been overly impressed with having to do run after run after run of sketch crash, an expedition, the whole things with the ruffians. Oh, fucking that hunter is getting on my fucking tits. I understand where you're coming from 100%, like I said earlier. I have put so many hours into Destiny. So many hours into this game, and I've done 12-hour shifts. You know, seriously, 12-hour shifts on this game. Hour shifts. Punch. Excuse me. 3 playable, just repetitive with no great rewards. Bang on. Can't say any further, can't say any more than that. Can you really? Funny done. Eat that. Come on. There we go. Yeah, you can't say more than that really. It's playable, but how much can you truly play before you're sick of your life? So that's only my second Wellspring, and I'm already fucking sick of it. Like, yeah. Go and do anything other than that. Let's quickly go to the tower and I can empty the post box, because another thing they really need, what happened, I don't know if you guys had seen anything maybe that said something that they weren't going to change it, but for example, the blue drops, like, didn't they say that once you hit power cap or pinnacle cap, blue drops would be significantly less? Because my post box is usually riddled with blues, and I have lost, so far in the past month, I've probably lost close to 20 ascending shards because of blues. Obviously it's nice going into a new season, getting new armor, you know, and having, you know, maybe getting, like, okay, I've had this set of these arms drop that they're significantly better than my, you know, current setup. They were removing them completely. Well, they've never done that, you know. I mean, let's go and have a look, see what my post box is like at the moment. Well, at least they let me load in this time, because earlier, I'm not kidding you, I had to wait a good 5 minutes to get into the tower. It was insane. So let's have a look here at the moment. Right. So this is a state of my post box as it stands. So I am definitely, I don't want to lose them 5 ascending shards. Not really too bothered about this SMG. I've got other SMGs that I much prefer. Yeah, let's get rid of that. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces of blue. So there's 1, 2, and this is ridiculous. I mean, it's just so uncalled for. They say, oh, we're going to remove them from, once you hit that power cap or pinnacle cap, whatever it is, we're going to delete them. You're not going to land in your post box. Well, there they are. They've never done nothing about that at all. Dive on GL5 and an Augment PR6. Don't want any of those. Let's have a look at this sparrow. This is a huge problem. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I feel about that. It's a nice little trail coming off the back, but oh, so they had that in D1, so you could dismantle. Oh, cheers, Blakey. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you being here, man. You're an absolute legend. You are. I hope to God Microsoft pull the fingers out the cracks and get you your Xbox back, because it's just a joke at this point. It's beyond a joke now. Enjoy your pizza. You make me hungry. Make me very, very jealous. So I'll see you on Sausage Stream tomorrow, Blakey. I did not know they had that finally done. I did not know they had that. So yeah, I mean, that's a good system to have. You just so obviously in, you know, if we go to catch you tomorrow, Blakey. Enjoy yourself. Have a good rest of your good. Sorry, but I can speak English. Enjoy the rest of your day. So if we go to like the collection screen, because this is a really big. So rather like, so look, I've got a sidearm there, and I've got thing, but I've got to go through.
Let me check right away.
You know that, you know, let's go down there. So I've got to go through all these pages to find out which one it is. You know, I was thinking, when did I get that? But that was so. And having that mark all as seen button, great, absolutely great. I love that. Really, really good. So I'd love to have similar for the blues, you know, community events. As you can see, I collected a total of 364 coins. That was it. That is all I collected through that community event. And that was it. So I just get rid of them, because why do I need them? I don't. Obviously I've claimed all of those apart from excuse me, apart from the emblem. I claimed all of these. I've claimed all of them by just donating those two. Donated all of them and all of them, and immediately unlocked all of that. So the community event was completely pointless, and it's still, I'm sure it's still, yeah, it's still flashing saying, oh, you can do something. What's that name? Jan Knitter, Kill of Mops. That's a good one. Let's have what we'll get from Rahul here. Got 2 prime engrams, Ragnhild D, and more crap. Now, finally done, you might be able to answer this. These, if I don't claim these Umbral engrams, do they carry over? Will they disappear or carry over to next season? It's a stupid question. I feel it is a really stupid question to ask, but so much goes on, I can never remember. I've got something from Tess. No, not Tess. Hawthorne.
What can I do for you?
Let's have a look. Some people in the clan have been. I will give a shout out, you know, to the people in Two Girls One Galahorn. They have been absolutely fantastic for teaming up and doing Crucible together and Gambit, and you know, so everybody gets
Catch you later.
the clan engrams for those. Really appreciate it, guys. If anybody watches this, because I personally, you know, I'm not going to waste my time. I suspect that might have been Marksman. So if that was you, Marksman, nice one. Right, if you just give me one moment, I'll reposition myself because my poor back is already screaming. After only an hour of streaming, it's already screaming at me to stop. But I will not cave and not submit to my poor, sad excuse for a back.
Are you still with us?
State that right. Thank you for reminding me, because it's so much, sometimes so much to remember. Especially I find at the back end of a season as well, I'm always, my brain's always like, because it's fog set in, you know? And I always seem to forget. Right, so I've already done 2 well springs and I'm already pissed off. So, think, let us go and do a Days of Eternity. Not going to bother with going to see Zer or anything. Okay, so let's go. I've always wondered why they waste the time putting champions into normal Days of Eternity, if indeed they do. Let's get rid of this. Let us just put on, at least I'll have one champion mod on anyway. There's another blue. It's such a pain in the arse. Let's get rid of that. Plus 30 intellect. Let's put that back on. And anti-barrier auto, just for the sake, and let's stick Galley on. Oop. So finally done. Have you had a good weekend? I hope you have. Been rather quiet here at this end, which has been pretty nice. The only thing you can say for these long loading screens gives you a chance to relax for a moment and catch your breath.
The transgalactic horse reaches through the cosmos to offer you cash and fantastic prizes on tonight's Dares of Eternity.
Let's see what we've got here. 3 Warlocks, a Titan and 2 Hunters. I really like Days of Eternity. I think out of all activities that we have had, Days of Eternity it was something new. It's interesting, especially the first time. I remember the first time playing it. My friend Archangel says, you know, you're going to be mind blown when you see what shit you're going to be faced with. You know, absolutely mind blown. And indeed I was. You know, it was really interesting. Let's stick a rally banner out.
Must compete.
So we only have one more reset coming on Tuesday, and then we've got, see, hopefully season 19. You see what that was there? Yeah, I'm staying away from there. That was a good shout. They were going to have anti-barrier to begin with. There he is. Well, he got melted. Rain's not too bad. At the end of the country from you. I know, it's been absolute shite. It's not been... No, he's dead. It's not been too bad weather-wise. It's just starting to get cold now. You can feel how cold it is getting. It's not been raining. Oh, I think it was... We had 2 days I think it was last week or the week before, really heavy, like torrential rain. Because I had to take Dodzo for a little, you know, check-up where he's doctor after a toe operation. I forgot I didn't have my shotgun on there, I'm an idiot. Ow. Eat that. Yeah, it's the weather's been alright up here. It's just getting colder. I mean, I'm sitting in my, you know, in my place, and it's starting. You can see your breath now. It's not wasted on him. No, you might as well have it. Nope. Yeah, it's I personally don't like the winter all that much. What? Yeah, so you're at the other end of the country.
Traverse our wacky obstacle course.
And how you're finding things, you know, cost of living wise, you know, it's a big topic, you know, and it's affecting everybody really badly. You know, you're kind of like, you know, are you down near London areas or anything like that, because they're, you know, going to feel it really hard. Alright, so that was nice. I think this guy's making sure everybody gets star horses, which is nice. Which, this is the thing with Dares of Eternity. Even when doing it on Legend, I find people can be very, very selfish, and they just don't like say there, you know, people don't wait, and for everybody to get star horses, it makes it go a lot quicker. If you've got, you know, infinite heavy, makes it a lot easier to get done. And from what I believe that it, you know, if you get star horses favour, you've got a better chance, you know, speeding through everything to get lightning rounds. If you get, I think lightning rounds is based on how quick you can do it. Bloody overlords, hate them. Can we please get word to somebody at Bungie needs, you know, nerf overlord AI. It is too much. Had this discussion with the clan when I'm doing King's Fall and stuff like. The AI on overlords is ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, I can imagine. Being up here in the northeast, things tend to be cheaper on average. You know, I say the cost of living. It's, you know, it's excuse me, I just plugged my iPad in and charge there. You know, things are generally cheaper across the board. I couldn't imagine, like, I've been to London, what, 2 or 3 times? Well, more than 2 or 3 times. I went once when I was a kid, obviously when I didn't have concept of, you know, how much shit costs. I was down in 2007 for a gig at Wembley, and yeah, realised how expensive stuff was then. But going down over the past couple of years, and it's like it is really, really expensive. You know, and but up here, it's starting to get the same. Really, you know, it is starting to become. It's you think to yourself sometimes like, how can you do it? We're having a discussion about Morrison's, for example. Morrison's, I'm sure, as with other companies, they are just capitalising. They're taking full advantage of this cost of living crisis. They're just making it worse. No, it just seems like they think about, okay, yeah, the cost of living's going up, and we know this, but the government are giving people all this extra money to help them. We'll just put the prices up a bit more then. Like, it's not solving anything in the long run, is it?
Next challenge.
Come on, people. Get your shield down. Oh, I do love seeing those numbers. Any shield's not in the way, of course. And it's back up. It's not like up here, you know, for like my voluntary work. We've got a like a lunch allowance, and it was set at £6, you know, and you think, well, £6 can get you a decent lunch, you know. And you know, we're quite lucky. I piss off, stupid goblin. And you know, I had to go and work in the pub the other day because I was having internet problems and workmen drilling. So I'll go and work in the pub to get, you know, a bit of peace and quiet, a bit of an escape. Oh god, this is the worst part now. I've got to check. Gotta have a guess which one I'm going to. So it's Cabal, Vex, and oh god, let's just go Scrota, for example.
Awaits behind.
As a hunch. Probably won't be. It's probably going to be one of the other two.
Which shall you choose?
Ugh. Fucking Cabal.
My apologies, Contestant. Perhaps you will have better luck.
Yeah, at least I know that when I get down there, I've got to switch to... oh shit. Pulse rifle. Oh god, he brought me ankles. Ooh. Right.
Whether you want it or not, you've stepped into a war with the Cabal.
Oh, excuse me, I'm choking. Sorry. Drink went down the wrong way. God. There's nothing worse. Well, I'm in the race. There's this. Bloody hell. What is the pound difference? Come on. It's nice to see he just went straight past us then. He just walked past us and just ignored us, which was nice. I mean, that is an absolute piss take. That is a joke. Like, see, I understand they've got to make money somewhere, but I mean, they're just capitalising, you know. That's all they're ever gonna do as well. Bloody Thresher's a pain in the arse. excuse me. Yeah, it's. I mean, we've got to worry about it though. I mean, I know it's all relative, but you've got to worry about it. You know, they're talking about what? Your the cost, you know, support payments and or to help people with the cost of living crisis. You know, they're going to be, the talk about giving us extra money. I think it's about another equate into another what, 900 quid from in next year. And I'll be honest, you know, like for me, the cost of living, it doesn't just cover things like, you know, buying food, electricity, and you know, it's other things. Like I play Destiny an awful lot, and I've bought Lightfall, you know, and it was, you know, using some of the cost of living payment, you know, to pay for Lightfall, because otherwise I wouldn't have been able to afford it. I mean, it's so expensive. I don't know where that grenade went.
The steed lends you its power.
Bloody need to reload. Yeah, that Galho needs to have an auto load function.
The great steed who crossed between the realms
Oh, we should stop giving us these captain's coins now.
tonight.
Right, how's that?
Although
Yeah, that's a surprise. You know, well, it's not a surprise, but you still don't get over it. You know, it's gone up by a quid. How do they justify it? It's brown. When you think it's brown sauce, think of the ingredients of brown sauce. It's not like it's anything. You know, I think the biggest, well, surely the biggest ingredient in brown sauce is vinegar, right? I'm not a brown sauce connoisseur, you know, but like you can still go and buy a bottle of basic, you know, cheap ass vinegar from a supermarket for like 30 odd pence. Now there's so many people taking now to making their own stuff. You know, make their own things, like making their own bread, because the bread is was the biggest shock for me. Excuse me, was bread and milk. You know how they just shot up in price. So a single pint of milk up here used to be about 49.50p, and it shot up to 89 for a single pint of milk. Even like long life basic ass UHT milk used to be, oh, drop my controller, used to be about 40 pence a carton. That's now minimum of 70, which I've always opted for, to be honest. I'll always go for long life milk for the simple fact it's longer life. You open a carton of UHT milk, it'll last over a week in the fridge, completely fine. You buy proper bottle of milk, fresh milk, and it's gone within a couple of days. So I've always really opted for like long life milk, but I can see why it doesn't appeal to some people, because it can be pretty horrible. But we've got to do what we've got to do these days, you know. Oh, right. So I don't really know what to do right now. If you've got any ideas, finally done, of, you know, any suggestions, please let me know. Let's put the shotgun back on. So I don't particularly fancy doing anything of these. we've got, I think it's, is it Team Scorch next week? Other raid this week is Vault of Glass and Shattered Throne, I believe. Let's go and do some exploring in the Castellum. Now let's jump in on this nightmare containment. Don't really fancy having Galleon though in this short space. Whoever that was just ran right and he got a galley to the back. These loading screens are absolutely ridiculous. Nope. Let's walk in.
It is time. Light and dark align, turning into a burning recollection of terror. Seize that power and become a reaper of nightmares.
At least I get some heavy. So it's tier 1. No, you didn't miss anything. Not a thing. There's no going on. No going on, finally done. I'm just... You know, I'm bored already. It's like, ugh. There is nothing to do. So I've just come to the Castellum because... why? Why? Well, he's dead. Oh, shit. So I was thinking before I started the stream earlier, I was like, well, do I play Destiny? Should I go on Call of Duty? Do I do this? Do I do that? And it's like, I'm not really, not really interested in doing anything. But like I say, I've come to the point where it's, if I don't do something on Destiny, I'm gonna... It's gonna, I remember a boredom set in weeks and weeks ago. So I'm gonna have to do something to keep myself occupied. And if I go on other games as well, yeah, you know, I can go on Call of Duty Zombies or Warzone's a bit shit, to be honest. I'm not overly impressed with it. Certainly not the bloody size of it. Oh, stupid things. Stand still. The a-hole. Ow, ow, ow. Anyways, now I'll get to safety and I'll see what you said there. Yeah, I mean, they do seem to be the same. I mean, the only thing I will say, these overlords here are soft as shit. These have to be the softest overlords in the damn game. You just kill them with fire. I know you can kill them with, you know, being on arc. You know, you just punch things and they will go boom, but... Ow. So, I mean, you make a good point, right? So, these things here that we've just shot out the sky, why do they only take a few hits to get rid of, and yet the ones in Wellspring take an age? I find I get really, really bored. You know, I do get really, really bored of... It's like gaming in general. You know, Martin from chat would play Red Dead Redemption, but I've got no drive to play or sit and watch Martin play that at the minute. Don't really have the drive to play Destiny because there's nothing to do. Don't have the drive... If I play Zombies, you know, I get bored very quickly there. Shoot him in the balls. And it's Destiny feels like it feels very buggy right now. I know there is bugs, but these bugs, it feels like... Okay, don't dunk it in. Just let it roll away. Yeah, it just feels clunky to play right now. It's not very enjoyable. And I fucking hate that. Ow. Ah, shit. So, you know, you can't resist, you see it happening, you do it anyway. Punching screams. Yeah, I find I'm very, very bored with gaming in general. And it's sad. Because gaming was a huge, as with many people, gaming was a huge lifeline. Throughout like the pandemic and things, you know, everybody was like, gaming was... No, Trish Key. Gaming was there, you know, when nothing else was. Oh, there you go, first box. Let's see what this key is for.
When we landed on Mars. But we needed to reach the Black Garden no matter what.
So you provoked annihilation.
Yeah, it's only so much that one, you know, that a person can take, you know, and
She and I both understand that Sometimes war is the only option.
Let's have a look. Royal pools, stately columns, same as the last one. But no matter what we're saying now, finally done, it's going to be the same thing come next season also. It wouldn't load heroic. I mean, you say that because I had the same in the Cosmodrome. Your bog standard glimmer drill did exactly what you meant to do. You know, shoot the 3 little, do you know what they're called, but shoot them little things out before you kill the captain, and to trigger heroic. It didn't work. And let's not get started on how bad duality still is. So on the Splendid stream Thursday night, there was myself, Sausage, and Jawa. It's in there. Went to do, because Jawa has never completed duality yet. It's like, okay, you know, let's get in there, get it finished for you, you know, get it done. Nope. Could not get it finished. There was the same bugs that have been persisting for months. The Bungie claimed they fixed. They fixed fucking nothing. They fixed fuck all. And it's really sad because you can understand, well, you can't understand, but you can give a bit more leniency when it's content like the base game. What you can't forgive is when it is content you've paid money for. Like, you know, paying for duality, which is not cheap, for it to be like, doesn't work. Another blue. I think we're holding out maybe a little bit too much hope as well that Lightfall... I mean, Lightfall's going to be a buggy mess, let's face it. Well, you know, I apologise, this stream is nothing but me complaining, I've realised. You notice. But you look back to Witch Queen, you know, and this is very well, you know, you're going to get the... to make it easier on day 1. It's going to be, you know, released early, and especially if, like, PlayStation, there's going to be a patch so that, you know, the copying over process won't be as painful for people on PlayStation. All fair, it's not, you know, Bungie that's responsible for, maybe not, I don't think it was, but the patch to make the copying over process quicker, that seems to have worked in some ways. So come Witch Queen, you know, I go on hoping to download the files overnight so they were done and I wouldn't have this worry about sitting waiting for things to download and copy over. And that's when the shitstorm happened. You know, people on PlayStation didn't get it. We didn't. So whilst my friend was already, you know, nuts deep in Witch Queen, well over the halfway point in the campaign, you know, and for it to be like, well, you're not getting it, sorry, but you're going to have to wait until we can sort this out. And it was, you know, whilst my friend was balls deep in Witch Queen, you know, the legendary campaign at that, I was still, you know, downloading. So whilst, you know, he was on at like 5 o'clock-ish, whatever it was. Well, I think it was more like 6 by the time, you know, the waiting in the queues to get in and yada yada yada. Oh, let's go and try and take this tit out. Oh, piss off. go. Well, at least I got something that wasn't blue. So yeah, he was, you know, really far into the campaign. I was still downloading. I started the download by the time as well. I think I've noticed for PlayStation, and I don't know how they initiate the rollout of updates, like on hot fixes and reset days. But it always seems to be PlayStation that gets it last. I don't know whether it's platform based or whether it is region based. I don't know. PlayStation always seem to get it last. So whilst people are already in game, like people in my clan on Xbox, they're already in the game, and like, well, we're waiting for you, Death. You know, like, are you gonna hurry up? We're waiting for you. Like, there's not much I can do. You know what I mean? There's not much I can do. I'm still waiting here myself. You know, I'm waiting for it to finish downloading. So I think I started the download. I've got to wait for it. You know, I had to restart the game about 5, 6, 7 times to proc the download. Finally got the download going. I didn't get into play Witch Queen until 10:30 that night, because it was so many fuck ups. And you're right. You know, like the high-end content, if the high-end content they can't get right, like duality, I mean, some people would argue that, you know, duality, like dungeons, are not end-game content because it's too easy. Yep. Because I've heard this argument an awful lot as well. People like, you know, I won't use names, but complain about Divinity being too, you know, Divinity's too overpowered, you need to nerf it, and obviously that nerf's now happening. You know, Divinity doesn't, in my opinion, Divinity does not need to be nerfed. You know, Divinity is a raid weapon. Divinity needs to be should be overpowered. Divinity should be totally overpowered because it's locked behind not just a raid, it's also locked behind a fucking quest line. Ow. Aye, alright, calm down. God. You know, it's locked behind a quest line as well as a raid completion. So in, you know, things like Divinity needs to, you know, should be overpowered if you're going to lock it behind a raid. Like if they're going, you know, they're nerfing it and say, well, they're making things like what's it called? You know, they want tractor cannon and tether to be viable with it again, and it's like, well, yeah, you know, I can understand that. Ugh, another blue. Sucks this. Hope you didn't shoot the stairs, woman. Oh my god, I hate them things. But yeah, trying to complete duality with Sausage and Colin, it was a nightmare. It's rage inducing. It's almost rage inducing, the fact you know, we got her down to very little health, and that is the closest I think we've came to, you know, getting Colin, you know, that close to completion because of the bugs. I was like, okay guys, like 1 DPS phase left, all this will take is my super, you know, because it's all it'll take is my super and it'll kill her. The game chooses to be an absolute bell end and kill us, but all three causes a wipe. So yeah, I wasn't not overly impressed. You know, so in the end, I was like, I had to admit, fucking teleporting Scorn, I hate them. You know, I had to make the decision: do we carry on and give it another go, or do we stop? And I was like, look, just fucking stop. You know, it's not like duality's going anywhere. You know, people are prepared to wait and say, look, if it's going to be too much fucking stress, we're not bothering. I will hide here one moment while I attend to clan duties. I do apologise. Oh, the joys of organising raids are finally done. Have you, yeah, on subjective things like that, have you done many raids in D2? Is there a specific thing that you like doing? You know, what's a couple of things in Destiny that you really do like? Because people have got the things that love, things that they hate. Obviously, for me, as you know, I can't stand PvP. I hate it with a passion. I used to hate things like Presage, but I'll take Presage back any day. That final boss is my, there's one character in Destiny that scares the ever living shit out of me. It's him. Really terrifies me. But I'd have Presage back in a heartbeat and be forced to solo it every single week for Pinnacle if PvP could be taken off my screen. I love Kingsfall, love Vault of Glass. Oh, bear with me 1 second. Right. I'll have to keep flicking back and forth, I do. Yeah, any breaks, I mean, I wish this is the one thing. I'll give you a couple of seconds, when you let me know when you come back. I'll wait until you come back. And welcome back. Yeah, so the joys of organising things. So I'm flitting. I've got this my stream open because my setup is very basic. So as you'll see in the top right hand side, when you message or somebody else jumps in the stream, that then pops up because I'm streaming through PlayStation onto YouTube. I'm gonna speak to Sausage and see if he can help me with a better setup, because I'm not very tech savvy when it comes to all this. So I've got my stream open on my iPad so I can see you and chat and talk to you and see your messages and respond and see how many people's watching the stream. And then I also have to switch between Discord and back to YouTube. It's a pain in the bum. So yeah, the question I wanted to ask you finally, done before you went on your break. So I don't know like how Sausage and stuff does it. And other people, like, how do you stream for 3, 4, 5, even more hours than that without breaks? Like, because you'll occasionally hear from me, like, I'll take a drink or click, 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 because I'm getting a cigarette out. And it's not something I'm going to stop doing. If I can smoke and play at the same time, which is great. But the question I wanted to ask you finally, Done, was, what kind of stuff do you like doing? Because I always find people's not play styles, but interesting. So what kind of things do you like playing in Destiny? What's your favourite thing to do? What's your least favourite thing? I came to hide down this hole because I took 2 seconds and I'm getting shot at. Nearly got killed. So I thought I'll hide down the hole. Righty ho. Oh, and also finally done. You've heard us on stream in chat mention quite a few times about would love some like text alerts for Sausage. Like so we can have like, are you prepared to do? Like some MP3s or sound bites and stuff, so we can download them and have them on our phone. I mean, there's some like one YouTuber I know of, like he's done that in the past, like a good few years ago. And Sausage should do something like that, and maybe down the line, people would, they give money for the channel. Maybe it's something that. It would be nice to go hand in hand with the channel. Okay, so you're paying, you're a Splendid stream member, or you're at least, your Sausage, a Marvelous Sausage or a Splendid Sausage, and then on the main channels, here's access to some ringtones, text alerts and stuff. But if you want, I've done 3 already. I've got a small bow, a full bow, and his sausage strip. Yeah, Totally agree with you. Hand on heart, PvP is my least favourite thing in Destiny. It is abysmal how bad PvP is. It seems like there's an emphasis on let's cater for the hardcore PvP player. It's not about, so like even casuals, so yeah, I do take it personally as well. Like my microphone, my mic usually stays on mute because I turn into a completely different person when I play PvP. Completely different. The rage level goes, I was saying to Blakey, I've got a watch that monitors my heart rate and blood pressure. My going to PvP, I can go into Grandmaster, and I've done Light Blade on GM. I've only done it twice, but it's, you know, you've got to really clutch and you get sweaty, your palms get sweaty, your heart rate, your tension goes up because it's such a hard Grandmaster. I've done it twice, I mean only twice, but I've done it twice. I'd rather keep doing Light Blade on Grandmaster than do PvP. It is ridiculous. Airborne effectiveness needs to go, and quitter penalties. I've got a huge problem, as with a lot of the community, with quitter penalties. It should not be on casual PvP. It should be in trials, and it should be on competitive. Anything in PvP that is competitive, it needs to be on there. It should not be in Control. It shouldn't be in Team Scorch. It shouldn't be in Mayhem. It shouldn't be in Rumble. You know, if you're gonna, like, I try and keep my KD as low as possible. I don't like my KD going up. I've done, like, you know, when skill-based matchmaking was a thing, and it became installed in the game, I was going in to skill-based matchmaking, which again people have also got issues with. I am crap at PvP. I was going into Control and I came out with 27 kills. I felt like Frostbolt and ZK Mushroom Grenadier Jake. I felt like those guys. Because I was coming out with, that's the highest kill count I've ever had in a Control match. I was shocked. I sent it to my friend, I was like, you seeing this? Like, geez, well done, you know, you should be proud of that. And like, but yeah, that results in me KD going up, and I get more and more. You go up against the sweatiest of sweats. So Iron Banner, for example, you know, I went last week of Iron Banner with my friend, and I got teabagged, and I was like, okay, and I immediately switched. I was like, from me calm level went from 0 to 100. Right, okay, F this, you know, see, you know, all the swearing you can think of, you know, can make a drunken sailor blush. And I was like, okay, so you want to effing teabag, and yeah, it's like, it's so toxic. The toxicity in this game is astounding sometimes. Really is astounding. So it's your least favourite thing in this. What's your most favourite then? What's your most favourite thing to do? If there's anything. Right, I better move about here before I get kicked. For having the audacity, the sheer audacity to just stand there. Well, that's just a coal bear, I don't kill him anyway. Punch. Yeah, I mean, there is, oh god, there is connection-based matchmaking, skill-based matchmaking, and oh god, what's it called? It's what trials are card-based, so like trials will be, you know, the more times you go flawless, the more, I believe something like that, the more times you go flawless, or, you know, up against flawless people, you know, the harder it's going to be, or whatever it is, you know, but how that? I'm frozen. But yeah, it's I find skill-based matchmaking, in principle, it's good. Like, it's much like I liken it to Universal Credit, for example. You know, Universal Credit, it's like, it looks good on paper, but in reality it sucks. You know, they haven't thought it out clearly. So, I don't know, I don't understand fully how connection-based matchmaking works. I mean, skill-based matchmaking goes on, and I've always said, you know, over the past year of me learning about me despisal of PvP, it should always go on you. It should be matched on your KD. How's it fair going, you know, somebody with a 0.7 KD going up against somebody with a 2.0? You know, that's never going to be fair. Yeah, the Nightfall, like the 100, was it 200k, 100k, whatever it is, yeah. And there's occasionally times where your good stuff can happen from that, you know. So, I needed to do the weekly story mission on the Throne World. So I put an LFG up because I think it was with me Nemesis. And it was like the Cunning or something, whichever it is. And rather than, you know, because there was nobody in the clan online, I was like, I'll LFG it. And I had the ever awesome, the legend, the man who doesn't need to go out and touch grass sometimes, but he's amazing, Esoteric. Esoteric joined my fire team, the LFG, and I'm like, oh shit, like, oh my god, like, this puts pressure on you, like, you need to feel the need, like, you have to perform better, because this is Esoteric. This guy solos everything. He soloed Vault of Glass up to Gatekeeper. You know, he solos Vow, he solos GMs, he does everything, this dude. And, you know, I thought, it might be him, it might be the real guy, it might not be. You know, I saw the clan name, I was like, oh, fuck, it is. And, you know, he died quite a few times, and I thought, you know, is this him kind of, you know, is this him, not dumbing down, because that's not a good way of putting it, but is he kind of holding back so we do more, like, and my friend does the same, you know, he says he will handicap himself so that people, like, you know, I was gonna say, where's this tit going? Ow! Should not be able to stop mechanics in, oh fucking hell. This is what I hate this game. Stomp mechanics in this game is bullshit. Just die. As you can hear, I get a very short temper and no patience for this game. Sneak up on it. No. Right, I'm gone. I'm going to have to now go have a trip. Let's go to the helm so it's less stressful trying to get in. Off to the helm we go. Oh god, weather-wise as well, finally done. I hope it's tolerable down there. It's right there. I mean, the temperature seems to have plummeted slightly in the time I've been sitting here, so if you bear with me 1 second while I go and grab a jumper before I freeze to death. Whew, that's better. Bloody hell. It is so cold. Even coffees are not staying warm up here at the moment. Let's go and clear all the shite out. Think I'll do... Oh, excuse me for yawning. That's awful. See, that's all this shite. Triple tab Zen moment. Well, I've even considered doing like my absolute hatred for PvP. I never change mods to be, you know, switch over like PvP. It would help. That would be beneficial in PvP anyway. I never change those mods over. And look, let's go in the vault, which needs a fair bit of cleaning. Oh, it's not easy. It is really not easy. I don't know how Sausage does it. And I've got two cats, especially when you've got two cats fighting as well. You've got to try and keep them separate. It is so hard to do. Like, I admire Sausage. Like, I admire him so much because it's so hard. Like, I'm trying to play the game, keep an eye on the chat. I don't know how he does it. I don't know how people do it. It's so bloody difficult. But yeah, and look, if I could find the bucket. Maybe I've already done them, I don't know. Yeah, since I can't see them, there's no ostringers there, as I had crafted for one for PvE and one for PvP. They've been trashed. These are all me PvP. I mean, I've got one of these. That's meant to be quite good. Vulpicula for PvE. Sorry, PvP. No, they're all. You know, I've pretty much now trashed every. You know, more stuff for PvP now, because there's just no point having it. There is no point in me having it whatsoever. Because even you could have a PvP god roll, 100% god roll, and it still doesn't feel like it helps. Oh no, sorry, there. My ostringers. Snapshot shite and rangefinder, outlaw demolitionist. Just not. Does not seem to work any. I grind all that time for Riptide with chill clip on, and it's still shit. I wasn't overly keen. Yeah, I mean, I've got like me trials, you know, guns, like, you know, I got some, because I've been carried, and it was a very hard carry. I'm not going to lie, it was a very hard carry in trials. By two lovely people. Now let's see if said people are online, so I can get the names right. Nope. But yeah, there is a return favour. I took he's a PvP player. Took him through Grasp of Avarice to get the quest line for Galahorn, and then to get the catalyst for it, and his response was a comeback quite a while later and saying, because you did a really nice thing for me, we want to do a nice thing for you. We're going to take you flawless. Going to take you to the lighthouse. I'm like, yeah, you've got no chance because this is me. I am crap, especially in trials. No, we can't promise anything, but we'll do our best to get you there. And they got me there, no problem. They were really good. So I went to the lighthouse, and yeah, so I got a summoner. It might not be the best roll, but I personally love this roll on the summoner, because it's very handy for PvE. I'm at the point, any PvP weapon that before, you know, I'm going to do, we've got another way. So we've got Reset Tuesday, and that's the final week of Destiny. I've got no, if you look, we'll have a look at me space on me quests. So I'm 58 of 63. So I've got space for a couple more. So obviously these are all my bounties that are going to be cashed in next season. So I've got all of them. So I'll leave. I mean, I could afford to go and get maybe 2 or 3 more bounties and get them done. So which might go and do that. But then that'll be, that'll be it. I'm not getting any more. But I think one thing I will be doing is go and having a good vault clearer, because I mean I'm 542 of 600. Any PvP role in this vault is going to get trashed. Just to have purely PvE weapons. Because unless something gets done about the state of PvP and it's made fairer, I'm not going back in. So yeah. What is even that? That's it. Right, so because there's nothing, I've been doing streaming for about 2 hours 20 minutes, so I'll go and do let's go and grab a couple of bounties and just do some more arson around, so I don't have to focus too much. So I'm going to leave this to you. Finally done. You pick a destination for me to go to, and I'll grab a couple of bounties and get them done. I'm not bothered if it's like double XP ones, but I'll let you pick a location for me, and I'll go there and do a couple of bounties. Nightfall? Right, nightfall it is then. Right, so let's go to the tower quickly and get, see if Zavala, let's see if Zavala's got that Nightfall, the Champions one, and we'll go and do, we'll do a couple on Hero. I should shake me fist at you, considering it's the Lightblade GM this week. It's can't even speak because it's thing, but Lightblade is not too bad when you're not running it on Grandmaster. So we'll go and see if Zavala's got a couple of these bounties, and then we will go in and do a couple of Hero Nightfalls. At least doing it on Hero, we've got some champions in there. It's going to be better than just running it on Adept. Gives me somewhat of a challenge. I should shake my fist even harder, because it was you finally done that suggested I do, was it 10? 10 Nightfalls the last time. See, how uncommon is was it you or somebody else? It's been a while, I can't remember. So, let us go and have a look with Zavala. Did I clean my vault out, or was it... Or did I forget?
Let's begin.
Let us see. See. bugger. Not sniper, thank you. Super. Finisher. Oh, we'll do a finisher. We'll do a finisher. Just double check this vault before I get my loadout sorted. No, that's fine. So it is anti-barrier and unstoppable. Arc shields. Yep. Okie dokie. If you want to run a legend, I mean, do you want to 2-man it? Okie dokie. So, Taipan. Horror's least for the arc shields, and let's go. Not Arbalist. Not dear old Arby. Let's go for what's its face. Forgot what the bloody bow's called. What the bloody bow's called. Wishender. For God's sake. Dear old Wishender. Do. Bloody blues. And more garbage. And even more garbage. Yeah, I find if you want to maybe try and 2-man it, I mean, you know, it's not too difficult, but I mean, yeah, I mean it's not like they were doing it on Master or Grandmaster, so because you would get a fish shaking at you. Let's see, linear, not machine gun, silly woman. You'll have to apologise because I've now got the sausage stripping tune stuck in my head, and I keep humming it to myself. So I'll have to apologise. Oh.
There are tasks to be completed. Move along.
Yeah, I mean, whatever's easier for you. Are you on my friends list? Bloody game. The menus are a pain in the arse. Are you on my friends list finally done? I mean, if you're not, let me just make sure everything's open. Yeah. I'll put it on the screen there. tell you what I'll do is I'll put it in the chat. Might make it a bit easier. You can hope. I don't know if you can copy and paste bloody keyboard. Oops. 5370. There we go. And any time, you know, finally done, if you know, want to do, so if you don't want to go through LFG, like I'm usually on, you know, and if people coming on, you know, and want to do stuff, you know, if you want to jump in for like Kingsfall anytime, if you haven't done it, Martin, you know, well, Martin needs one for a Sherpa to get his emblem. So if you want to do things like Kingsfall, just, you know, give us a shout, you know, send a friend request. I'll get you added, and if you want to run anything, all you gotta do is just hit me up. Because LFG is not always the best.
Looks like there was a rat living in there.
Boo.
This is not a combat zone. Move along. New tasks must be submitted through the proper channels.
You know what would also help as well is if I actually changed my mods. Make sure my mods are right.
Okay, here goes. I can definitely fix this.
Pulse rifle, yep. I will switch to void, so I've got a bit of invis if we need it. Which we probably will.
I don't have training for that.
Deers will go to orbit as well. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Can't seem to join. If you excuse me, if you put your tag, your gamer thing in the chat, I'll see if I can find you. If you don't mind. I mean, there's only just the two of us here, so, and if you're worried about people seeing it, I can always delete the comment after. Do, do, do. I mean, everything's set to public at the moment. Right, let's see. Let's have a look see here. Hit the symbol there on this bloody thing. Hashtag player not found. That is really strange. That is very peculiar. Hang on one moment. Ah, okay. Hang on, let's try again. Player not found. That is a pain in the arse. Hang on, let's just see. That is very, very peculiar. Aha, hang on. You got a Hunter at 1602, a Titan at 1598, and a Warlock at 1601. You're in Irritating Executioners? Think that be you. Problem is, it looks like you've got your settings off, so I can't send you a friend request. I can't do anything. I found you on the Bungie app. It's just nothing's coming up as sending invites. Let's try it again, because it's definitely... Come on, bloody Bungie, man. Let's try it again. Underscore R. Oops. Player not found, but I've got you on the Bungie app. I've got your profile there. It's definitely come up on the Bungie app. It's just not in game for some reason. But it must be the same. Maybe your settings. Have you got everything set to open? It's really odd. Actually, finally done, is your play, because you're on PlayStation, I think. Does your is your profile picture on PlayStation is like of a characteristic cartoonish black and white soldier? I mean, it says you're playing Destiny 2, so brilliant. Right, what I'll do is I'll shoot you a friend invite on PlayStation. So that should come through. And then hopefully we can do it that way. I just don't understand why it's picking you up on the Destiny app and it's not showing you in game. It must be because you've maybe got your settings locked off so people can't message you. So I know there's a few people from Sausage's chat who've got that set up. It's very strange. Do, 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 do. What I'll do is I'll do it and I'll have a look after this, you know, I've finished. See what, because maybe settings at my end on PlayStation itself that I can't accept friend requests. I don't know. We'll sort it out. But let's go and let's go have a couple of runs of this. All this technology is meant to make your life easier, not harder. Right, let's... Oh, I'll say let's go. Not enthusiastically, you understand.
One of Sabath's toughest warriors. Guarding something.
See, this is, yeah, this is one of my favourite strikes. You know, I really loved this strike when it came out. So it was something different. And then... Like, okay, they just forget about the anti-barrier that's in the middle.
Hey, that's our guy. The one guarding the temple. What's he doing away from his post? Maybe our chance.
And there's the one finisher. Two finishes. Three finishes. Getting that done nice and quick. So the one good thing about this strike is you don't have to move, idiot fucking Titan, move. If you are just wherever you are, move. Yeah, you don't have to clear that entire first room, which is really nice. Actually, I'm going to do the smart thing. I'm going to back up out here. So obviously you got that looting hive down there. You seeing that piece of armor just bouncing there? And that's why you back it up. Get in and get him. Oh, sod off.
Look, back there. The path is unblocked.
Yeah, I had to stop grinding this. I was grinding for a Mindbender's Ambition with auto-loading holster incandescent. And I had to stop. I was like, I'm going to lose any love I've got left for this strike if I carry on going. And then obviously doing it on Grandmaster was the same. You know, it was like, oh my god, like really again. No, I didn't really like doing it. And what doesn't help is my controller's got drift. There we go. I always forget to do that. Forget to put... I can't wait for full auto triggers next year, like toggle it on and off. It's going to be so good to have that. I forgot to put it on. It's just... Okay, nice. Don't know how I got killed. And this is a absolute pain in the arse when you get stuck back in these bits.
Why did we stop? I don't know. I didn't expect this. Just a little hiccup. You can get that barrier down, right? Sure you can.
I've got some really bad drift on this controller. I saw a video recently on YouTube, and it was people ranking like the worst exotics in Destiny. Somebody put Wish End at like right near the bottom, saying it's one of the worst exotics in the game. I mean, it's had a pretty decent buff to it, you know. I find it's enjoyable to use, but with most bows, my hands start really hurting, especially when you're grandmasters or like harder contents. It's
Finch, we're stuck again. Seriously, but I did the thing. It's just this hive tech.
Oh, how did he die?
Archaic. Just give me a sec. Far from here. You said this is a temple to Oryx? Yeah, that's right. Savathun's brother.
And this bit is probably one of the worst.
Two killed each other about 1,000,000 times over, but she dedicated a temple to him.
Best thing about having Void though, just keep running. Just go in, Viz.
Something happened to this place. It's overgrown with darkness. I can sense light here, though. You just can't see it.
Well, you don't get stuck on the stupid vines. Gotta use that as well. Shit. No, leg it. I hate this path that they've give. Ooh. Now I've got the scorn up my arse. Head down there a little. A bit more in biz. There we go.
Looks like we're all clear, Finch. We're heading in. Careful. The knight guarding this place? He's an old rival of Oryx, and he's no joke. Pretty funny that Savathun has him guarding Oryx's temple, though.
I missed. Oh, see, the drift on this controller is a nightmare. Oh, I think I just might have gotten killed. That moth really wants him. God damn it. Right, and here we go. This is the worst part. Make sure I'm fully loaded. Yep. Yeah, there might not be much talking to it that I concentrate so bloody hard with this damn thing. Right, the free Inders there. Get rid of him. Whilst they're fannying about, keeping him occupied, we'll grab some of these orbs. Nice, got my super back. That's the one thing you've got to like with this, is the strike in general, because, you know, it gives you... You know, it gives you the orbs back, because they're relying on this thing without... You know, without super all the time. And they're going to kill this... They're fucking absolute shitbags. I hate people playing Destiny that don't know how to fucking play this. Oh my god, like... You can clearly see in the bottom left a champion has appeared and they just ignore it. Oh my god. It baffles me. Like, I know when you can afford to lose one or two champions. It depends on the what the activity is. So, like, you know, some you can avoid. Okay, well, we don't need to go after that champion. You can just run through. Like this at the start. you know, you can leave the 2 anti-barriers in the beginning. But maybe it's just me, you know, if I'm going to go into something, I'm going to kill as many champions as I physically can to try and get the better chance of more rewards, you know, but can't ask for everything. So I think finally done. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it there, because I've got in 2 hours time I'm doing a clan run at King's Fall, so I'm going to go have a bit of a rest before go and get dragged into that. Thank you so much for jumping in today. I really appreciate it. And Blakey, nice to have you here. Hope you enjoyed your pizza. It's a shame I couldn't get you in. Finally done. We'll have to sort something out. I'll have a look at my settings off stream and see what the deal is. Maybe because I know I think I've got things set that I can't get friend invites or some shit like that. I'll go and have a look, and I'll see off stream. I'll send you another friend request and see if it pops up. But yeah, thank you again. Thanks for so much for listening to my shit for the past 3 hours. Not really got very much done in game, but you know, it's been very nice just having a bit of a relax on this, you know, very dreary Sunday afternoon. So you take care. Finally done. Thanks again, Blakey Bears. Thanks everybody who jumps in. Big shout out to Havoc666. Thank you for the new subscribe. Really appreciate it, Ken. Much appreciated. Right. Enjoy your rest of your night, folks, and I will see you all on Sausages video over at Time Sausages Live, 7 PM UK time tomorrow, where we'll be carrying on God of War. So I will see you guys later.